Well, that is Don Moen featuring Frank, and the track is Changing Lives. Official lyrics. I love Don Moen. I have a confession, man. I really love Don Moen. He is such a legend in the worship industry or worship community. Well, if you're tuning in, whether on our Facebook platform or our radio platform, this is the Midday Talk session, and we bring amazing, incredible people. As you can see, who we have today is an incredible person. We actually have to apologize. We are slightly behind schedule today, but nonetheless, better late than never. we just had to bring this session because we want to be faithful and we don't want to miss this show. Well, with me is Nwabisa Mbekela of Don Q Fashion. You want to say hi to our listeners and viewers?
Hi, everyone. Hi, John.
Hi. Good. So I'm just going to start by reading her biography. We want to know what exactly she does and what she is up to. So, founded in 2019 and fully operational in February of 2021, Don Q's Fashion's primary objective is to alter the negative standards set by society when it comes to strength and beauty by styling garments that have a personal meaning to each and every individual, styled at Don Q Fashion House, to reassure individuals that they exist beyond the trials, skin color, gender, and most importantly, to design garments that will be a reminder to persons that they are worthy of love and compassion. Don Q Fashion is solely traded by Nwabisa Mbekela, who is a self-taught dressmaker, passionate about the talent and skill. Nwabisa is constantly looking for ways to add value to the craft, better the skill, and achieve the best results for the clients of Don Q Fashion. Their guiding principles are to deliver consistent and personified custom products that will exceed client expectations, to be intentional about client relations and styling without compromising the quality and standards. Don Q Fashion strives to provide the quality and self-assurance of existing beyond what society sets as beautiful, to give the persons the opportunity to live beyond what the naked eye sees. Their vision is to be the brand that marks new beginnings in every journey with personal care. Wow, what a bio. This is Nwabisa Mbekela. Hi, Nwabisa, once again, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we would like to hear your story. We like it. There's a saying that says, you want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
So let us hear from yourself. How did you start? I see you rocking Don Q. Yes. So tell us a bit of the journey of where you started from.
Firstly, let me introduce myself as an individual.
Yes, please.
Nwabisa, I was born in Grahamstown, raised in Port Elizabeth, which is now in Gqeberha.
All right.
Among other things, I'm also a dressmaker. dressmaker, I MC, and I'm now into creative writing.
Okay.
So how the business started, it started as a hobby, to be honest. I used to just take my mom's clothing and just adjust them because I wanted something that would fit me, and I didn't have that in my wardrobe. So that's how it all started, to a point where 2015, after matric, I just wanted to do what I loved. And now fashion, it means therapy to me. It's therapy, and I love it. I really love it. So that's how it began, and it was a hobby for so long, for so many years. And then 2019, I was like, okay, let me just see this as an idea and construct it. And then this year, I was like, I am conceptualizing this. I am doing it. I'm going full on.
Wow. So it was 2019 that you decided to take the jump, the leap of faith.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
2019, it was just an idea.
Okay.
But I always wanted to see if it's gonna work, because I'm an entrepreneur. So I always wanted to see if maybe fashion would be something that would make me happy and also make me money. You know, because it's a passion for me.
Yes.
So I made the business plan. I did everything, but I told myself I'll only do it later on the year.
In
so
life, yeah.
Let's say 2028 or something. But it was with COVID when I realized that I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to embrace what is there, and with everything that society gives you, that you're not beautiful enough, you need to have personal meaning to something. Then I thought Donkey Fashion will be a bridge of that, will bridge that into having your own personality. And now you are beautiful, because Donkey Fashion clothing is not only just clothing. It's got personal meaning to you, and it enhances your beauty.
Ooh, so, yeah. Awesome. Lovely. For the ladies that are hearing it, you better buy into Donkey. So please tell us about the name. We believe that naming of something is absolutely important. What's behind Donkey? Donkey.
These are two names.
Okay.
Dawn is my nickname from my dad.
All right.
But it had a deeper meaning when I was in a very dark space in my life, and I thought, because there's always darkness, and before there's light, you always get dawn.
Yes.
And at dawn, the new things that come on, the new perspectives, the new ideas. So as much as it's my name, but there's so much deeper meaning to that. So I use dawn as the basis of the name, and Q comes from Ukwinita. It's a name that I love.
Okay.
I used to love from my mom.
Okay.
So I use that because it brings hope too. It means bringing hope and happiness. So that's me. I'm a very bubbly person. So I believe that whenever I walk into a room, I bring light. So that's also a dawn in there. So if Donkey Fashion also stipulates from that when you're wearing the garment, you are wearing yourself. You're wearing peace. You're wearing love and compassion, because you are worthy of compassion and love. So that's how the name came about.
Absolutely. We've got Masikole and Tisa, and she's saying Donkey Fashion to the world. Hey. Thank you for that comment. So I want to find out why you chose fashion designing as a career. You know, as you said, it was a passion. So was that
it at first, I never knew that I wanted to do fashion. It was always, I'm only doing it as a hobby.
Okay.
But when time came, because I studied marketing, I studied psychology, but I never found my passion in that. I was never satisfied with those qualifications. So whenever I touch material, I could feel that there's this, I'm feeling something, you know. So as much as passion, but I feel love. I feel like there's no void. I feel like I belong there.
Yes.
So that's when I decided, why should I just make it as a hobby if I can actually do it? And dressmaking has so much meaning to me. I love dressmaking, and that's why I'm going into fashion design now.
I like your coat. You're rocking it.
Yeah, my Donkey Fashion.
Well, if you want to look like that, get your stuff from Donkey. So, what is fashion for you? You know, like I know many people have many definitions, but what does it mean to you?
fashion for me is not only a statement for people or trends, but for me, fashion is something that you can always refer back to and say, I look like this because I believe that I am and I exist beyond. You know, there are days where I feel blue, you know, those blue days. I feel like I just want to sit in and not do anything, but what you wear defines you. So now what I wear defines me. If I wear heels on that day, I feel like I'm high. I feel high. I feel, you know. So for me, fashion is more of a definition of self, and it's more of a reassurance statement that I know that I am. And I know that I belong, and I know that I exist way beyond everything and what society says as what is beautiful, what is unique. You know, the standards of society, because you get people tell you about, no, don't do that, no, don't do that bad. I believe that whatever I wear needs to fill up the void that I'm feeling at that current moment. And
wow, you know, like I know. Like dressing is an expression of self, you know. Like, you know, confidence. You exude confidence and stuff by your dressing and your appearance. It communicates a whole lot. It's not just like covering your body, but you know, there's a whole lot, you know, how you dress, the colors, the mixtures and all that. I believe we can go into the details, you know, the techniques of all this. You know, if you want to hear, you know, how your wardrobe can be transformed, you can contact Nwabisa. So yes, I want to find out who and which things inspired you while, say for example, you want to work on something, on a project, or you want to design, say, a dress or something. What really inspires you?
For now, because I do not have a fashion store, I only do custom made.
All right.
So whenever a person comes to me for a consultation and tells me what they want or what they think would be good on them, or what they think would satisfy them, or they would fulfill whatever they want, I always ask. I always take a picture of them.
Okay.
Be it on social media, be it wherever, so that whenever I'm doing the garment, I'm actually seeing the person. And then I ask, what color do you like? Color also describes a person.
Yes.
If I love white, then there are meanings of white. And also the most important thing, I always ask your favorite coat.
All right.
I always ask, if you don't have a favorite coat, there's also always a Bible scripture.
Okay.
There's always, because mine is a Bible scripture. So there's always a favorite quote, maybe a verse or a phrase from a song that motivates you, that lifts you up whenever you're feeling down.
All right.
So with that quote, I always use that quote to be in sewing. So I always have a quote, like there's a label with the donkey, and then there's always your coat.
All right.
So now you're seeing. So whenever you're wearing the garment, you be like,
wow,
I exist beyond.
Absolutely.
And whatever your coat is. So my coat is, I always say my coat because I love it. So my coat is that I am made with strength, right? So if you wear a garment like that, you know that I'm wearing a piece of myself. So I get motivated by those coats. I get motivated by the color and your personality, because it tells you more, and the kind of animal that best describes you. Because someone once told me that the animal that best describes them is a dog. And that was very interesting. I was like, a dog?
How?
And then like, no, a dog is a very bubbly species, and they are friends with everyone.
Yes.
Unless you attack them, and then they are rebellious.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, okay, so these things are very interesting. So it motivates me, and it makes me want to finish the garment and more. Like, do more, because I learn what people are, and like what people do. I get to interact with people, and I love that.
Absolutely. And I believe you really get like great fulfillment out of it in terms of like, well, this is something somebody's gonna wear with pride. You know, they're gonna walk around, strut around, and show off, you know, in it and all that. Like, check how it fits and all that, right?
Yes. And they'll be like, yeah, this is me.
Yeah.
Because it's the perfect fit. It's supposed to define you. That's all. That's why it's always custom made. That I do what you want. Unless you say I want that, then I do that. But I always wish to have a piece of yourself in that, and always put some print in there. The signature of a donkey is print. So
okay.
a little bit of print, just to say you are your own person. You are this. Like a person, we only have one. There's only one fingerprint. So the print defines you. Like you, there's only one you in the entire world.
Universe.
Yeah, in the universe.
Yes.
So yeah.
Absolutely, man. I just want to find out, according to you, we have people that's tuning in right now, listening and viewing, and some are inspired by your story already, and I'm like, oh, cool. Well, if she is making it, if you took the leap of faith and turned your passion into a career, fully fledged career, you're in it, in and out, so what are some of the things that you would say that they should acquire in terms of skills, in terms of capacity, equipment, and all that? What do you think somebody should acquire to get into the fashion?
Yeah. Firstly, for me, like I said before, that I'm a dressmaker and I'm going into fashion design. For me, at first, I had the skill. Which was the talent, because I never learned from anyone on how to sew. I just woke up and sew. So it's a talent from my great parents or whatever, because they used to sew. So I inherited the talent and the skill. So you need to have determination first. You need to actually understand self. You need to understand yourself, that is this what I really want? You need to also have the drive to do something, because there are people who do something just because they can, or they want to, and they don't find peace in that, or they don't find themselves in that. So as for skill, you can always find skill somewhere. You can always go to colleges. There are short courses for skill. And also for me, I was very privileged to have to go into fashion. I'm sewing classes via Agape FM. So thank you. I want a sponsorship here to do advanced classes. So thank you so much for that. And today I know how to do other things, because I only know those things via books, because I buy myself books and learn on YouTube. So now I've got the opportunity to actually go in class and do those things. So you also need to be on the lookout for competitions. You also need to be on the lookout for whatever is there to increase your skill and to empower you. And with the material, if you have a sewing machine, I started by hand stitching. So if you can work your hands, if you can work a sewing machine, if you can, there's a lot of things, but you just need a needle, a thread or cotton, a sewing machine, and material. I mean, you start there, and then and then as time goes, that's how you learn. I mean, YouTube, the social media, social media, the net is now vast, so you can have whatever that you need right there. And I'm also here if you need help. So,
for sure. Cool. You know what? We live in an information, what do you call it? Information rich age. Where information is available like on your hands. Everybody's got a cell phone, a smartphone at least, and so that means you have access to the University of YouTube and the University of Google.
University of Life, basically.
Yes, and there is no reason, for you to not have information. Well, I want to find out, every industry is different, You're in fashion industry, we're in media, and there are a whole lot of different entities and stuff like that in it. So for somebody getting into it, what is the one thing that you tell them? Well, I probably made a mistake here, or I probably didn't consider these factors. But being in it now for like 3 years now, I have the experience. I have seen these are the loopholes. What are some of the things that you tell somebody? Well, please make sure that you're covered in this area, that you have this and that.
Consistency.
Sure.
You need to be consistent. if you are telling people that this is what you want or this is what you do, you need to have that, and you need to give people that, because people won't come for gray and you offer them black. So you need to give exactly that. And for me, what I never considered in my line of work was that, because I always knew that I had to go to school. But now I'm in it, and I'm only going to school on the following year. So for me, it's that I never thought that you can have short classes. So I started with just doing it. So you first need to actually do it for yourself. Dress yourself first and see if because look at this. I did this years ago.
Wow.
It was years ago. So you need to practice.
Yes.
Practice. Make it for free, because I do for free when I need to do something and I feel like I've never done it before. So let me have a friend. Friend, let me do this for you. I'm going to do it for free, and if I struggle with it, then I know I cannot do it. And those are things that I pin in my diary, that when I get to school, these are the questions I'm going to ask. You see, so you need to be consistent and research too.
It's so true. And behind every good brand is consistency.
Yes.
You have to deliver what you promise. As you said, you can't promise black and you give gray, and stuff like that. We've got Tembani Enoch Matika, and he's saying, I'm proud of you, Nwabisa.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, you've got friends that are rooting for you, man. So, let's talk a little bit in terms of business, from a business point of view now. I mean, it's having a passion is different from running a business. Two total different worlds. I'll ask you one question. What is the value of relationships and business, and having people who can support you and market for you and put your stuff out there? Just, in your own words, what is because many people think, well, I'll just have to go put myself out there somehow, somebody's gonna see my stuff and buy. But what is the value of relationships?
You can't do it yourself. I am sorry for someone who says I will do it myself, but you cannot do it yourself. You need to collaborate. You need to have partnerships. It does not necessarily have to be the partnerships at Donkey or in your business, but you need to collaborate with people. You need to be social with people in the business. And if you cannot do business, because for me, I never did business at school, but I do have a background from high school. So when I decided that I'm actually going to business now, I went out and said, can somebody help me with this? So as much as I am doing the production side, but there are things that I need help at pricing and everything else. So you cannot do it yourself. You need market. You see, in this generation, we've got so many people who do things for you. There are digital marketers out there. There are people there are stylists out there. There are people who model for you. There are photographers out there. Because I am now in talks with photographers who say, let me take pictures of your work and we'll put it online. So those are people that you work with, you interact with, because we're all building our brands. So if you're going to do it yourself, are you going to be a photographer? Are you going to be a market researcher? Are you going to do this? And when are you going to have time to actually do the production that you say that you will do? So you also, it is very important to network. You also need to, very important to network and to collaborate with people. And also, do not stay in your comfort zone. I always say that, don't stay in your comfort zone. Always leap out, because what if the green pastures are really greener outside? So if you stay here, what are you going to do? I mean, where's your purpose in that?
Yes,
so yeah,
absolutely. And to become that which you should become, you always have to go into these spaces that make you uncomfortable and are afraid to step in and all that.
I always tell people that comfort, your purpose is not supposed to be comfortable.
Sure.
Serving your purpose, you're not supposed to be comfortable. Yeah, so
absolutely, that's wisdom right there. She doesn't have skill, but she also has wisdom. Okay, so I want to ask you, Nwabisa, what's your, Don Q? What's that personal style, that defines you and your work?
Defines me as a person. Don Q, as you read my bio, it gives me purpose. 2019, I was going through so many things. So for me, when I wrote the slogan "Existing Beyond," And I stopped at that, because if I had to explain what you exist beyond, it would mean, I don't know, 3 pages. So as much as it built me, but my story also built, I wish my story can also build other people too, because you exist. People are going through gender-based violence right now. People are going through skin color things. There are so many discrimination, stereotypes, and everything else. So you exist beyond those things. As an individual, you are beautiful in your own right. You're beautiful, and you deserve. You're worthy of compassion. And for me, Don Q was the journey that I never thought I would have to take. It was never. I never thought it would be the journey or the narrow road, that I had to take in order to find my purpose. And I found my purpose through Don Q fashion. So for me, as much as it means so much to me, everything in that bio describes me and describes my brand, because I am my brand. So I also wanted Don Q fashion to also speak to other people, because I've got a story that I really want to tell people, and through fashion I believe that I can do that. Might not be words, but I can actually do it. I can do it, and I can tell people. And now I'm doing mentoring programs, so it's very easy for me.
So the next 5-10 years, where do you want to be with Don Q?
Next 5 years, this year we're launching an online store.
Ooh.
And later on, November, December, we're launching an online store. Next year, there's a hope for a fashion show only for Don Q fashion.
Wow.
So in the next let's say 3 years, I would like to actually open an actual store where people can come in and see what they do, and actually have a side that is as much as we're doing the Don Q fashion side, but there's also a side for styling. So you can come in and just get style from head to toe, makeup and everything. So collaborations are coming in that. So and I also like to dress my favorite singer. That is set for year 4, 3. So yes, there's a lot coming in for Don Q, and I'm so excited for
Absolutely. Guys, you better get her number now, because in the next 2-3 years you will not be able to get a number. You always be speaking to a PA.
But there's no personal touch in that. I preach personal. I don't know.
Awesome. So Don Q, Nwabisa.
You can call me Don Q. People call me Don Q now.
All right. How can people, plug into the things? If somebody wants to come and view some of the work that you've done, or say somebody like out there maybe has seen some of your work and wants you to design something for them, how can they contact you? How can they purchase from you?
Firstly, you can purchase. Before purchasement, you call and book an appointment, and then we talk for a consultation. Okay. So my number is 063-078-1618. That is for WhatsApp too. You can call just to see what is happening. I am also on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Don Q Fashion. We are on Instagram. We just started with Instagram. Okay. So it is Don Q_fashion. I also have an email address where because I do not want to mix my personal emails with my business emails. So it is donq.fashion@gmail.com.
Awesome. donq.fashion@gmail.com.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to encourage you. Please support our very own Don Q, Nwabisa. She is such a fantastic person and has a great future ahead of her. If you want to purchase from her, put some orders, and maybe you haven't got these details, the video is always going to be on Facebook, but our number is also 069-402-1131, 069-402-1131. Okay, we traditionally here finish with a word of encouragement. Over to you.
This is personal.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with the Don Q.
All right.
But I would like to tell anyone who is still looking for their purpose, who is still in the journey of finding themselves or finding self, I just want to say the journey won't be easy. The journey will not be as funny or as fun as you think it will be. Purpose is not easy. Purpose is very expensive.
Sure.
So be kind to yourself. Meet yourself with love and meet yourself with compassion. That is all. If you are not going to do that, then you won't find your purpose, or it will take more time. But be easy on yourself, and when it becomes tough, breathe. You have to breathe, and then don't give up. Just breathe and pause, and then when you have gotten the energy again, and then step back, step up again, and work on your journey, because no one is ever will walk your journey. It's only meant for you, and the purpose is only lived by you.
Absolutely. Wow, those are words of encouragement and words of wisdom. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Well, it's not easy. Nothing good comes easy, and if it's tough, the chances are it's very good.
And it's working.
Yes. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Nwabisa Mbekela of Don Q Fashion. Don Q Fashion. Please don't forget to get in touch with her. Check out her Facebook page, Instagram, like it, share it. That's how we support one another. It's been a pleasure. I'm your host, John, for the Midday Talk session, and we're gonna round this session up by Don Moen, changing lives.
Thank you so much for having me.